Welcome to the award-winning Texas Toast Podcast, your podcast home for all things Texas country. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best in Texas country. Big Texas Toast, welcome to one of my favorite people. It's Trent Cowie. It's Trent Cowie Day.
Love the
Hi,
shirt.
Trent. Welcome
Hey,
back to the
Helen.
Texas Toast Podcast. I know so many people are familiar with your face being on the podcast and just all the mentions that you've got and kind of followed along with everything that you've been doing for the past 4 years or so. And I'm so proud of you, and you know that. We stay in contact, and you are on your radio tour. I can't wait to dig in. Tell me about how it's going.
Yeah, we've got a lot of catching up to do, by the way.
I
It's going well. I've been traveling since Monday. Here we are on Wednesday. Just seeing all the radio stations, seeing a bunch of Texas towns right now. It's been great. I've been meeting a lot of great people in radio and really networking out here. So it's a blessing.
Awesome. I know you've been looking good at all the stations that you've went, and I know you've still got some more in front of you as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's very exciting. I really look forward to just putting a face to all the radio stations, and then putting a face to my music with them, and it's been great. So
That's awesome. Hang on, we got ready a little early and I didn't turn something down over there. Okay. Anyway, so much for that. But I'm glad you're here. And the reason why we're talking about radio tours because Trent has a radio single out to Texas Country Radio that is doing so good because it's so awesome. It's called Moving On. So let's talk about that. How
yeah,
did the concept and you picking that, just how did it get to radio?
yeah. So I actually wrote this song with my buddy Hayden Baker. You know Hayden.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And we wrote that song about 4 years ago in College Station in his garage. I think it was like 4 a.m. when we finished it, and it stuck around. It's funny. Some of these songs, although it's new to radio, it's not new to me. We
Right,
wrote it a
right.
long time ago, and um, yeah, I came over with this hook and this line, and he said, "Man, that's great. Let's finish it." And it's a song about trying to get over somebody, but they keep coming back in the nick of time. Usually when the
Uh-huh.
bar is
Uh-huh.
closing, they call you up at 2 a.m.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so that's the whole point of, why you got to miss me while I'm moving on. So it's kind of a heartbreak song, but it's also kind of has that tone of like, you know, get out of here. I'm trying to move on. So I think it's great. And Radney Foster actually produced the single. So it was my first single that I recorded in Nashville, Tennessee with Radney Foster. So that's really cool. We got to talk about that too. But
Yeah, I did.
yeah,
I have that on my list. I have Radney on my list because I know that you did some writing with him also.
yep, yeah.
Spill
We've got a
spill
lot
the
of
tea.
stuff.
Spill the tea, as the girls say.
The big news is I'm working on my next record,
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
Radney's going to produce it.
Yay.
So moving on is kind of the first step towards that, and I think it's a great start for the songs that we've written already, and we're probably going to try to get about 10 of them on the record. So be
Whoa.
looking forward to that.
Awesome. Awesome. So how did this collaborating with Radney Foster, how did that come about?
So I signed a management deal last year with Confetto Productions. Confetto Artist Management is a branch of the Confetto Productions, and my manager Mike has known Radney through Brandon Ryder. He used to manage Brandon Ryder, and they've written some songs together. And well, fast forward to last year, we did a showcase show in Nashville at the Basement East, and Radney shows up. So we're playing full band, and Radney Foster walks through the door, and I'm like on stage, like, oh crap, Radney's here. That's crazy, because Radney's a Texas legend in
Mhm.
my opinion,
One of my
and
all-time favorites. All-time favorites, yes.
yeah, and so he walks up to me after the show. He said, "Hey man, I'm Radney Foster," and I'm like, "I know." He's like, "Man, you sounded really good," and he's like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "Well, I don't fly out till the following day, so I ain't got nothing planned." He's like, "Come over to my house. Let's sit down and chat." And we've been friends ever since. And so he super welcoming and inviting to me, and very, the hospitality that he had is, we just sat there and talked for hours, and it was really cool to hear some of his stories and share a little bit about mine. And the rest is history. Now we're writing songs together, and it's crazy. I don't even
I
believe it.
I know. It's just what you needed, Trent. That was just what you needed. I mean, it's like You have come so far and you have worked so hard. You've put the work in. I mean, you have played show after show after show, and I'm sure for those like $100 or just, how it starts in the beginning. But you stayed so professional and you've stayed so consistent with your music. And I'm going to share a personal story, reason why I'm so proud of you too, is, I saw something special in you, but when you left that time when we spent our weekend together, I told you, I said, just keep doing what you're doing and be consistent because you're next. You are the next face at Texas country music and you are doing it. And I'm so dang proud of you.
Thank you, Ellen. That means a lot to me. Thank you
I
so much.
just knew it. I knew it. But you're putting in the work and you released an album last October,
Yes. Yes.
which was good. I do want to talk about a couple of those because you and I didn't get a chance to really talk about that when you released the album. But I love the one for mom. I love that because that tells your story. I bet your mom was so proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah. We both might have cried the first time I played that for her.
I bet for sure. And then AWOTW, that's a good one. There was some good
Ain't
cuts
waiting
on
on the
that album.
weekend, baby.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you make that up or is that a thing? Am I out of touch? Is that something that you came up with?
Yeah, it was just kind of it was a clever acronym, I guess, because the song title was too long. Ain't waiting on the weekend. In
Right.
my mind, I was like, it's not really that long, but in my mind, I was like, it'd be kind of cool if we just did an acronym instead. But yeah, that song really was kind of the edgy song on the album. A little bit more rock and roll compared to For Mom. Obviously, it's acoustic versus a full rocking song, but yeah, I really like that song because it talks about you're not waiting on the weekend to tie one on. I worked all day. I'm gonna go out and have a beer on Thursday because I earned it. So, that's what that song is about, and I think it really hits home with some of the blue collar friends that I have, and it hits home with me because I was that guy at one point. Working in
Mhm.
the oil field and all that. So yeah, that album, is really great. I'm really proud of it. So I want to continue to push that just because there was a lot going on when we put that record out. So I hope people hear this new song moving on and then kind of dig into the album too.
For
So
sure. Yeah. Checking boxes, crossing lines, and the title cut is awesome too. Tell me a little bit about that one.
yeah, this funny is a funny story. I always talk about this whenever I sing the song, at an acoustic show or something, because that song was inspired by a $25 cheeseburger that I paid for one time. And I was just out and about and I stopped to get lunch and I was like, I just want a double meat patty with bacon, and they're like, okay, it'll be $25. And I'm like, what the heck, man? That's a cheeseburger, just me eating lunch. This is getting ridiculous. And of course, I'm a starving musician, so I'm like, every penny counts.
I
And
know. I know.
so driving home from, I was in Magnolia and I was driving home to Spring. By the time I got home, I had almost that whole song written in the car. And it just kind of talks about um, the everyday American. I think is getting fed up with how expensive it is to just have a decent quality of life these days. And the song gets really deep. It's not really about the cheeseburger, but that's really what inspired the song, obviously. So, yeah, I'm really proud of that song because I think everybody can relate to it, even if you're doing all right. It's just getting ridiculous how you have to pay $8 for a beer, $25 for a cheeseburger, and $25 to park somewhere. It's
Oh
just
yes. Oh yes.
it all adds up and can make you want to act out a little bit.
Speaking of your hometown, Magnolia, let's kind of go back to your story, kind of just refresh everybody on how your journey sent you into your musical career.
Yeah, Magnolia. I love Magnolia. I I went from high school straight into the oil field and worked out in West Texas for a while. And when I was going out there to work, I was working 21 days on and 7 days off. And so I would come home and pick up my guitar and try to find any little dive bar that I could find to go play music in. And, we played at places like Dobbin Saloon over there. And there's a place out in Navasota called the Dizzy Llama I played my first ever show at. So all those, near Magnolia dive bars, I was always going back to whenever I got home to play music. And I ended up getting laid off from the oil field in 2017, around 2018. And I kind of had something going. I think I had something in me tell me that I should try to chase music full time, and I did. So I made the jump, and I haven't looked back since. And yeah, I mean, a lot of those small bars in Magnolia kind of got me going, and so it's cool to kind of look back and recognize that, you know.
Yes, and I noticed, and like your schedule always stays full, but I think it was kind of cool. You played the Waller County Fair just recently.
Yeah, yeah, and that was special because you know those going out to Waller is right down the road from Magnolia,
Yes.
and growing up and before I was even out of high school, all of my friends would go out to Waller County Fair to go see. I think we saw Cody Johnson out there, and before he was making it big time, and then like Neil McCoy, and just we go every single year, and then to get the call to play that show was kind of a full circle moment for me to be able to say,
Absolutely, yes.
oh, I'm actually going to go back and be one of the artists on that stage that I've always gone and enjoyed. So that was a really special one too.
I bet that was special. So, let's see, where are some of the other places that have opened up that was kind of like on this first primary bucket list? And I know you're probably taking it to another level with venues that you want to play, but what's been like a special show for you this past year, maybe opening for someone?
Yeah, you know, we played uh, with Pat Green a lot this year,
Mhm.
and Pat Green, is a Texas legend as well. He got me into music, and Randy Rogers band. Um, you know, Tracy Lawrence. We got to open up for Tracy Lawrence right there in Magnolia. There was a festival called Concert in the Country that we played in 2018, and we were on the bill with Josh Ward and Tracy Lawrence. That was a pretty special one because that was in my hometown, and you play with somebody like Tracy Lawrence, you're like, that's crazy. So
Yes.
that was a really neat one, and every time I get to play with somebody new, even now, it's kind of like it's like an unreal thing because I always wanted to be opening up for bigger artists that I listen to on the radio, and here I am doing it now. It's like,
I
what the heck's
know.
going
It's
on?
so
Yeah, so,
exciting. It's just
yeah,
so
it's fun.
awesome. Yes.
So,
So what kind of shows do you have coming up?
well, I will be in Nashville October 26th is this Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'll be up there playing at Chiefs on Broadway. It's a ticketed show, and that'll be really cool. It'll be my second time playing in Nashville, which I'm very excited about. I'll be up there with my friend Ben Kadlicek. We wrote that song "Have Ourselves a Day Together." Um, he's a Texas boy, but he lives in Nashville now, so he's setting that show up, and we'll go out there and play with him. And then what I'm really looking forward to as well is my toy drive jam in December,
That was,
December
yes,
6th.
absolutely. It's December
So
6th this year at Sawyer
yeah,
Park.
yes, ma'am, that's right.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about that
so
for sure. That was on my list. Yes.
yeah. So that show is I don't know. You've seen the videos that we've done with like the kids and all that stuff? Well, anyways, the Conroe Fire Department, I have a friend Lloyd Sandifer that is I'm pretty sure he's like a captain or he's pretty high ranking in the fire department. Anyways, he approached me one day and he was like, "Hey man, would you want to do something for Christmas?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing a toy drive concert." And he's like, "Well, that'd be great because we already gather toys for kids in need in Conroe. Why don't we just link up and do it together?" And I was like, I mean, this is basically working itself out at this point. So we had our first one at the table at Madeley over there in Conroe, Frank
Uh, we,
Jackson.
yeah,
And
we were all together for
and
that one.
that was a fun one. That was
Yes.
a fun one. And we had, I think, 300 or so toys. And so I was like, holy crap, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these toys because I don't know really what I was expecting, but we ended up getting a lot more than I thought we would get. And it was really cool because the next day, we loaded them up on a fire truck and we took
Good.
them to these families that were in need. Maybe they've been through, a tough time of like losing a job or losing a house, and these kids were in need of things. And so we were able to go and help them out. And that was 3 years ago. So here we are doing the fourth one, I think, this
That's
year.
the fourth one. Yes.
So yeah, December 6th at Sawyer Park. the toy drive jam. It'll be really exciting. Well, I want to go for 500 toys this year. I think we can do it.
Cool. I
Yeah,
bet you'll get it. You'll get it because you've
yeah.
built it. Yeah, because let's go back and reminisce a little bit. That first the first toy drive jam, actually Texas Toast podcast, we went over to the table and we recorded a Christmas special and it was so hilarious. I had so much fun. It was you and Hayden Baker, Jeff Canada, me. Was there
Was
anybody
it
else?
David Lewis, Nate, or was David Lewis there? I think he was there, or was it Drew
Was it?
Fish
Oh,
and
no,
Hayden?
Drew. I don't think Drew was there, but I know Hayden, you, me, Jeff. I don't know. All I know is I made them open gifts with a pot holder. With a
That's
little
right. Yes. Yeah, that was so fun.
I had
That
like
was,
little tricks and little things that I did, but we had a good time. We had a good time, but I'm so proud of you and so good luck on I know you'll get your 500 on your toy drive this year. And that's December 6th, Sawyer Park Ice House, and just follow Trent's stuff because I know that you'll put a lot of information out for all the
oh yeah,
details for people to pick up on. So good luck on
for
that.
sure.
So you're busy. You got the radio tour, right? And I guess you're writing in between while you're on the road, or when you get a $25 hamburger, cheeseburger, whatever it was. I'll never forget that story. That was a good one. That was a good one. So I have to ask you, is Hannah with you?
No, she is not. She is back home working. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a picture. Hold on. Smile.
Hi,
I'm gonna
Hannah.
I'm gonna send that
Love
to
you,
her.
Hannah. I love
Yeah.
her. Love her. Y'all are just the cutest. And I got to see y'all just for a short time when we were at Moe's for David Lewis's album release party. I
Yeah, I
just,
know.
yeah, it was so good seeing y'all. Even though it was short and quick, it was worth it.
Well, that's what I get for showing up late.
Oh, well, it wasn't that late. And that's what we get for thinking that we could like sneak in and sneak out early. That's another thing. But we did make it to the boat ramp at 6 a.m. and went offshore and fished that next day.
And I saw that y'all caught some fish too.
We got some snapper. Yes, we did.
That's
We got
awesome.
out and got our snapper, so that was a good thing. But yeah, it's always good seeing you, and I'm so proud of you. Is there anything else like that maybe I haven't touched on that we need to touch on while I have you here on the podcast and we can discuss it? Because I know you're
Yeah.
just doing so much.
I know right now it seems to be the busiest time for me. So it's kind of hectic. Sometimes things get overlooked, but no, I'm just really excited to record some more music. And I've been co-writing with a lot of people and just putting together a lot of great songs and exploring a lot of great ideas. And, you know, it, it's really just all happening. And I'm incredibly blessed and really glad to have the support from you and everybody else that's tagging along with me. So I really appreciate it.
I love that you're out to Texas Country Radio and doing your radio tour. That's gonna do so much for you. And then the whole Nashville thing with Radney Foster. Oh, speaking of Nashville, I just another thing. Another one of my people that I love. I saw you at Cafe Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
He was the first guest ever on the podcast. Do you know that?
Really? I did not
He
know
was
that.
my first guest, and Coffee's, he's so tall. And I remember he
Yeah.
came across for his interview at the red carpet a few years ago at TCMA's, and it was like when I met him, there's just something about him, like it meant so much that he was my first guest because of just who he is and what he represents. And it was like I hugged him and I told him thank you, and I started bawling, and I don't know why. I started crying, and I was like, I just feel like that you blessed the. I mean, it was a crazy thing, but he's just he's something else. I love him.
We were at yeah, that's right. We were at Red Door. It was me and my manager Mike. We were just hanging out. I think I had just got done with a writing session with Radney. I think, or maybe we were recording. I can't remember. But anyways, it was the last time I was up there, and we go into Red Door just to have a drink, and hang out. And all of a sudden, Cafe Anderson walks in, and the whole place lights up.
Yeah.
Whenever he walks into a room, because that's just his energy. He's just like a really outgoing. He was taking pictures with fans and talking to the bartenders and just being a really social, cool guy. And he looks over at where we were sitting, and he kind of looks at me. And he looks at my manager Mike, and then he kind of goes back to talking to whoever he was talking to, and then he would do it again. And I was like, "Hey, Cafe," and I waved him over. I'd never met him before. It was my first time meeting him, and he's like, "Man, I thought I recognized you." And I was like, "You thought you recognized me?" He's like, "Yeah, man, you're Trent, right?" I was like, what the heck? Like, how do you, but I guess just from social media and stuff. And that's how I know him, and he sat there and talked to us for 45 minutes and we had a drink. And then it was really funny because I told him that my mom used to watch his show, and I told him, I was like, man, my mom's a big fan of yours. She was the one that actually told me about you. And he's like, no way, dude, that's cool. Let's send her a video. And that was a video that I posted on Instagram. And so he's just that kind of guy. That was really cool. So hopefully we run into him again and hang out, maybe do some music together or something.
Right. That would be awesome. So how is everybody in the band doing?
Doing great. I've got a new band, kind of. Jake's still kicking.
Yes.
And Jake was out for a while. I know that you saw he had a baby recently.
Yes.
And so we're really happy for him in the show. And that was crazy because he was out for 2 months, and so we had some shows without him, but he jumped back in just recently, and he's like, dude, I'm so ready to get back on the road. Like, I miss my boys. Let's play some shows. And so he's back with us after having a baby. He's doing great. And then Steven Pena plays guitar for me now. He's doing fantastic. He's a great guitar player. And just recently picked up Harold Love. He's out of Texas City. He plays drums. And he's phenomenal. Great guy. I'm really proud of those guys, not only just their musicianship, but the way that we all vibe together and we just genuinely have a good time. And that's very important. They always talk about, like, if you could pass the vibe check, you could be in the band. But those guys, we just like we've known each other for years. I mean, I've known Jake for years, but the other guys, it just fits like a glove, and it's really exciting. And the chemistry's on stage is really good. The show's better. Those guys are putting in a lot of work, and just really grateful to have a good team. So
cool. Everything's just going so good. It's just nice that you checked in and took the time on your radio tour. I know you're just so busy. So are you, let's see, I think were you at the ranch this morning earlier?
I was, out in Corsicana. I was hanging out with Carrie and JoJo.
That's cool. So where are you off to next? Which station?
I will be doing I'm here in Burleson. I will be doing the Texas Red Hot Radio show live at, I think it's at a restaurant. I think it's like Twin Peaks or something out here in Burleson. And it's a song swap live on air, so that'll be fun.
That's cool.
And then I'm going home tomorrow. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yes, I bet Hannah is too.
Yeah, that's what I'm really excited about. Miss her.
Yes.
So.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to catch up and join me on the podcast. And hopefully soon we can see each other. Hopefully maybe something will happen and you can come on into the studio one day. That would be awesome. But we got the podcast, so I'm happy I got to grab you and do this. But safe travels and keep doing what you're doing. And we're just going to watch Moving On. Sorry, that was kind of cheesy. That was not.
That was good. I liked it. But I have an idea for you. The next podcast we do it on the boat and we fish and do a podcast. Somehow we got to make it happen.
We can do it. I have, there's a young man trying to figure that out for me. He was like, Miss Helen, he's like, you really need to do, I know you talk about all your back of the boat talk and all this. And he said, you need to do a podcast on the boat. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just figure it out. We can figure it out. We'll do it. We'll do it for sure. I'm going to make that a priority. I definitely
well, and you can tell I just really want to go fishing with y'all again. So
I know we had so much fun. That was just such an amazing godsend weekend that we were able to be together and get to know each other. And you're just always special to us. And I'm always like your biggest cheerleader. I'm in the background just watching what you're doing, but you're doing it, and you're doing it with just such good ethic and grace, and you're just stamina and consistency. It'll keep going. It's just going to keep blowing up. And I'm just so proud of you, Trent. And thank you for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you, Miss Helen. Love you. It's good to see you.
Too. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Texas Toast Podcast. And now, big news. If you're a lover of Texas country red dirt music, you can now go listen to our station, Texas Toast Radio. Log on to TexasToastRadio.com to hear a mix of all your Texas country favorites.